Hi, I'm Tom Redman, the Data Doc. And in this video, in our sequence on data quality and machine learning, we're going to focus on the first weapon that we have to bring to bear on the problem. Namely, a stone cold sober examination of, do we have the right data with respect to the problem at hand? To explore this, let's take a particular example involving a mortgage origination company, which essentially has to answer the question, should it grant the loan? And if so, under what terms? This company's been around a long time, and it has 50 years worth of data about applications and the performance of the mortgages it granted at its disposal to train its predictive model. Now, the company can have different objectives. One objective might simply be to lower cost, to replace people with automation. And in this case, the data is probably fine. There's no need to reduce bias or to improve the process, simply to reduce cost. And so these data are about how the processes work for 50 years. A more complicated objective might involve reducing bias. And here the situation is a little more demanding. Unfortunately, we have a history in much of the mortgage origination business of bias in the granting of mortgages. So this data is unlikely to be fit for this particular purpose. A third example is a bit more subtle. Suppose the goal is to improve the current process. Now, to oversimplify things just a little bit, consider the following two-dimensional table. On one dimension is whether the mortgage was granted or not, and the second is whether the loan performed or not. You can see that if the loan is granted and it performs, that's great. And if it wasn't granted and it wouldn't perform, that's great also. The opportunities to improve are in the top right, where the mortgage is rejected and would have performed, and in the bottom left, where the mortgage was granted and didn't perform. Will the data work here? Well, at least for the upper right, the mortgage was not granted. The company doesn't have any data on what subsequently happened. It does not know whether the mortgage would have performed or not. So these data are not sufficient to help improve the process in this way. This example illustrates the tight coupling between the business objective and the fitness for the data at hand. And it's important to recognize that the objective can change throughout the exercise. So you got to start by asking yourself the hard question, do we understand the objective? Does this data fit the objective? And asking that question continually in case the objective changes. Hard stuff. Don't cut corners here. We'll look at further weapons to bring to bear in the data quality machine learning problem in subsequent videos. Thanks for watching.